clocks testing, everything online. Welcome back everyone to part 10, Fire, Attack and Control. That sounds really bad. And I would really like to listen more to some of these IT professionals videos while working. But let's do some online working from the last time. I worked the last time on the design and some family social things. Sometimes you shouldn't consider that as work, but sometimes you sacrifice your work for that. Because to be honest, before I start this project, I listened a lot to these successful businessmen, and a lot of them, not all, all of them, gave the same advice, and I start following it. Then I hated myself to that, which is don't care about your family or your friends if they are distracting you from work. Do your work. It's the most priority. It's considered distraction, and don't give them any kind of time. Well, they didn't say it in that way, but they almost said it in that way. If they are going to get in the way, don't give them any time. To be honest, at first I was doing that, but then I noticed, like, do you know what? Screw success, screw money, and screw everything. I'm an Arabic guy, I'm a Muslim guy, and I living in a culture that they're really collective, and that's why I'm living at my dad's house while I'm 31. Even though if I wanted to, I will force myself to work, of course, to get money instead of working on a project that doesn't provide me money immediately. But I will be forced to do what all people do. That's not living in a collective society, independent society. So instead of fluffing already and wasting time, let's go back and see what's going on. I made some ideas, and actually from watching someone who deserve a free ad and shout out called Louis Rossman. He have a repair shop, usually for Mac boards. He changed hardware components to fix them, and I have no clue what he's doing. And I was watching him before I went to sleep yesterday. And when I waked up, because I forgot to pause the video, I saw him do something silly. He was putting some kind of liquid, I don't know, to kill the corrosion on the motherboard. And then I believe it's a copper. He picked some kind of copper wires and heated them with the needle, and started scratching the copper on the liquid thing. And he put the heated needle over the cover, and the cover started to become silver to clean the whole thing. And all of a sudden, I was like, hey, I can manage my data better than the design on the notebook I have. It just came to my head. So I have a better idea now to make a design, and I already wrote some of the stuff. You can read it here and you might understand it if you are really familiar and die-hard fan of my work, because you need to understand these kinds of keys that I use. And I came up with an idea. I didn't complete it in here because it needs more revise. So anyhow, 4 minutes. Yeah, this is I'm having this bad habit. So if you are familiar with IT and computer repair and stuff, Los Rossman, he have a very good channel. He talk about philosophy, life, and everything that's related to successful life, if you ask me. And I wish to make a channel like that, actually. And actually, he's one of the reasons that encouraged me to start, even though I didn't feel I'm that ready. But I started on Live Code TV, then I went to um. Seriously, this is a coding session. I shouldn't bluff about these things. Let's keep it for later. Because I can talk forever about it. Um. So Oh yes, I believe I finished this page, and I finished this page, and we are working on this page, and we just add a fire to the AP. Interesting. Man, look at this ass code. And this is a pointer that's saving some words actually. Alright. Now we need to add it to the list in here. After the blinking for 7 years and a half. And it should be the same combo box name. And then we need to reinitialize. And as usual, whenever I do reinitialize, I usually copy the word reinitialize to make sure that I don't screw it up. I have two brothers who started the Minecraft server, local server, and they were playing it. And actually I joined them and it was damn fun. I haven't played that game for a while, but better to focus on here. Actually, that I was playing yesterday for a few hours before I went to sleep, and that's what screwed up my sleeping pattern actually. Thanks for them. Actually, we have two reinitialize functions in here. We have reinitialize for the fire and reinitialize for the attack. So let's just call them that. And there's a good chance that we will call this one when we call this one. So for the fire, we need to initialize the fire bath and the fire bath. The fire and the bath, sorry. And these suckers and this sucker. So let's do that. I was wondering if I should change the selected index or should I change this thing. Then we need to change the shifting. Then we need to change the SSI for the script. So because this one is exactly this one, let's do it like this. And this one will be called by this one. Once again, we are dealing with save, and I really hate save, but we will see about that. Well, at least, thanks God, we don't have a unique name for the fire. I don't think even the order matter in here, except if the game designer done something really stupid and decided to make one of the weapons. Oh yes, I need to add that feature that can get cancelled by other fire bullets, and the same weapon fire more than one, and they overlap, and they can cancel each other. I will give him my hands. No, sorry, I will give him my hands. What the hell? I butchered the saying completely. I will give him a hand. Yeah, this is a problem when you're not native to the language and try to use these kind of sayings and say it in a very funny way. Even though the original one might be funnier, give him a hand. And saying something because it's not the right saying and become weird, even though if the original might be even funnier. What I was doing. Hmm. Oh yes. Oh. The way how I designed the whole thing is you need to select the attack list first. So we need to work on this guy first. So the funny part is you need to add, and it's confusing. It's confusing. The GUI doesn't show that. Doesn't give you the visual. Because if I want to add the fires to the attacks without knowing the name in here, I need to make a temporary one, and it will be as confusing as this animation sucker, because you're adding an animation before you add the name, and then you add the name in here, and oh my god, the code is so twisted, because you can edit this animation as a temporary animation before you add the attributes, and this is not a problem in itself. But because I can edit the animations in here, and it's not the timber animation, it's the animation here, so we have. It's so freaking confusing. And why this is harder is because we have a temporary game. We might all of a sudden say cancel and we don't save anything. So, because this overlap of issues, I made a complicated code and it's buggy. And the last time it bited my ass is when I fixed a bug like 3 weeks ago. And a few days ago, my artist gave me a new sprite to test it. And it didn't work because my new fix screwed it up. It screwed up the adding new animations. And it took me around 30 minutes to discover and solve the issue. And that issue or that fix might generate more bugs. So I'm trying to avoid this sucker. Because, oh my god, actually, the most pain of the ass part ever I coded on this project is this page. Especially this one. And it's the same page because I'm building the code over and over the weakened infrastructure. How I built the whole animation system. Not build the animation system itself, but then the animation system generator to save it on a file. The animation system itself was fine, but how to edit the data and add the data to the data structure part is not fine. So in here I will avoid this issue, and I'm not going to add the fires to the temporary fire thing that doesn't exist in the file. I'm not going to create, oh, you can deal with this one if you want to generate a new one. And if you are editing this one, you'll point to that one. But if it is a mix of the two, then you need to know which pointer point to which pointer, and yeah, not good. Not good at all. Unless if you want to do the code with parameters, and if this is you clicked on the edit and it's not the new one, then you can see the issue, don't you? Hopefully I made it clear, but I don't think so. I made it clear. But hopefully I made it clear. For programmers, at least. So let's see. Let's add an attack first, which shouldn't take that much of effort, because whenever you add an attack, I'm sure you are not adding bunch of fires with it, no fire points on it. So it's only the name, the description, and the script. So we need to make some kind of replacement. I know, I know. You feel there's an extra space in here, I know. Now, how can I... Yes, believe it or not, to make your GUI readable is as important as the code readable sometimes. And unfortunately, I'm really bad at it. I'm really bad at it. I mean, look at that. I have a lot of space in here. It's empty. I mean, the worst page is this one so far. I have another bad one in skills. Skills? Yeah. Actually, all the skills were made when the page was this big. But I decided to make it bigger all of a sudden. So all of them actually living in the old layout to fit this sucker, because the sucker is getting bigger and bigger. This one, oh my god, changed like 7 times. But yeah, let's focus on the work. So we need to add the attack in here first, and it only needs these 3. I believe they live in the AP. They don't live in the APA. The attacks. Definitely. Logically, they should live in there. Oops. So we don't need to know what's the APA, but we need to know what's the attack name. So we need to make a new empty constructor. And a constructor that has at least the description. Yeah, later on I need to add public attack save and load and the constructor by using the string data and the encryption and decryption stuff, but that's for behind the camera work. But I'm thinking about it now. Not only this one, to the all the new classes I had. And I need to change the ones that I changed, like the animated particle. Oh. 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 Apparently we need the APA, even though it lives inside Navy, but it need to know when he do this attack, which animation is he going to use. And this is a little bit confusing. I might change it at the end and make it in a different way actually. I'll make this one optional. Oh no, 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 okay. Okay, no, let's make it, dang it. Freaking confusing. I'm trying to connect it with the action condition system. And apparently the action condition system provide the animated result. And this is a little bit confusing. Because if the action condition system providing the animation result, then Does that mean... I'm sorry, I'm trying to do something easier than... Crap. I'm sorry. There's something was falling on from the table, and it fell. You know what? Let's just ignore that for now. I will fix it after 34 minutes. All of a sudden, just my head screwed up because I just realized how screwed up the design has flashed. You see, whenever I deal with a complex design, I leave some loose ends and then try to connect it and finish it from the other side, because I'm not smart enough to build it from one side. And now the action condition have the result animations, and it can have different animations based on the action, and the action could be the attack, and that was the whole point. And imagine if you have a weapon, some games do that, and when you attack normal attacks, based on the chance, you get the normal animation, but if you do critical, you get a different animation. And the different animation doesn't deal with anything with the... How to put it? It's not because the animation is different, you get more damage. No, the attack has been decided to be critical. That's why you get more damage. The animation is just the result animation. By itself, it doesn't know that. And this guy will provide the result based on the tags and what's going on, if there is a chance and whatever. And if this guy said 10% chance that is critical, or based on the formula that's critical on the AP skill attribute stuff, and got the result based on that, then this attack is not the same attack that we are selecting. You see what's going on? This should be one attack in here, and it has different result animations based on if it's critical or whatever. At least this is how I see it now. But we are now having the attack class, and apparently it must live on a certain animation to make the fires or the melee or whatever. So if I replace this one with the action condition results, then this thing will represent more than one attack, and then it might represent more than one animation. And if that's the case, then this won't work anymore, because in here every attack must live in one animation. The select box, it's unique for the animation itself. Yes, you can have 3 attacks using the same animation, but not one attack use more than one animation. This many to one, many attacks to one animation only. But the action condition is saying one attack to many animations. It's the opposite relationship. Actually, one action condition, and action condition can be one of them as an attack, and that was the whole point of making attack and control, because attack and controls are considered a hybrid system to make actions. And yeah, So it is the way how I built the system with the loose end was designed in the opposite direction. One of them say one control versus many animations, and the attack says no, many attacks versus one animation. And that's the issue that I just discovered a few minutes ago. Best time to get the crab that I was collecting. It went under the table on the far end, just to make sure it will annoy me. So I need to move the table, the other table, not the BC table. Move the chair, me and my fat ass. Yeah, we'll hear some noise for 5 minutes. That should be. But it will distract me the whole 3 hours I will work on if I don't remove it. And better to remove it now before. Remove the rest. Because yes, a lot of water out from the table too. You two will go with them. You two, do you know what? Finish the whole job. Okay. Alright. You said the whole job. He's left. Let me be honest with you. Whenever a design screwed up this bad, that go unexpectedly really wrong, I mean, like this one, like this example, I stop working, completely stop thinking, do something completely else, like now cleaning. I immediately start cleaning, immediately, without even thinking. It became almost mechanical, automated. And I usually start cleaning because I'm usually a messy guy. And I had to think about it from way back. After I finish whatever in my hand, the distraction, because I don't know, it's just some kind of behavior I do. And usually I don't work, I usually think. So the first thing got to my head, let's stop the video and go back to the design board and try to figure it out. But to be honest, I watch many business people and professional people, and I always pray and thank God that I'm not in urgent need for money, and I don't deal with people and urgency and all of the crap. And it's my own project, and I can do whatever I want, even though I'm sharing the project with 2 other people. But I'm still the main coder, still the guy who have the highest word. That's why I assign myself as the leader, and I believe it's actually the most logical part to be the leader. So I can say, actually, guys, screw it. I'm going to find a job and screw this project and screw them both. What I'm trying to say, I don't have any kind of deadline or urgency. But in the same time, I'm trying to do better work, to be more successful. Or not more successful, more efficient in my work. So I'm trying to challenge myself and changing my behavior, and it's usually not result in nice things when you try to change a behavior all of a sudden like this that you used to since 2002 or even earlier. Um, but I will give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. So, what kind of solution do I need to do to fix this without using a silly trick like a quick fix that generate 100 billion bugs that will affect the humanity till Jesus Christ coming back or something, till the judgment day. So, let's see. You see, the action condition system is a very complicated system, and yet it has some kind of simplicity. It's abstraction. Give it some kind of simplicity. It's not hard code. Not hard code. What do you call it? It is not a strong system. Doesn't deal with the data like if they must be the same type. It's very loosely system. It's very abstract and it can be manipulated. This is the whole point. I'm trying to make a system that could be manipulated and at the same time to be efficient, and somehow it became hybrid between data driven and hard code. So the things I'm doing here, based on the game or the program, and I don't think programs will use the action condition system. Even the complex AI that I'll work on with different grammars and different. I will I will think about that project later on. Let me finish this one first. And it might not use any of these systems. It will use completely new page for a completely different thing. Anyway, focus, damn it. Focus. What are you trying to do? Connect the control with the action condition. And apparently, part of the control, the attacks, logically, logically, using certain type of fire, and these certain types of fire have the formulas to detect the value of the game changing, like the damage, the explosion radius, and whatever. And each one of them is unique. What about this? What about this? If I made the same name of attack to become how to put it? I already screwed it up before I started it. Um, to make different ABs can have the same name of attack, and if it has been called the attack name, Depends on the result to choose one of these ABs. It's almost like a dictionary with two keys. One of them as the name and one of them as the APA. Sorry, did I say the AP? I meant the APA. So it's called the double key or double or double key or something. This is what am I doing? I never tried this one before, but let's try to give it a try. I think. Wait, I'm talking. Let me sit more probably. This is what I'm trying to do. To be honest, I never test this tuple dictionary thing. And I'm not sure how am I going to provide a good GUI for that in the first place. And all of a sudden I feel dizzy. Yeah, I screwed up in my sleep yesterday. I screwed up badly. Like slept for 2 hours, less than 2 hours actually. Like 4:40, and then I waked up at 5:30. Actually, less than 1 hour. And then I stayed awake. Then I slept again 3 hours. Then I stayed awake. Then I slept and waked up at 1. And it wasn't that wonderful experiment, but this is kind of typical with someone with a sleep apnea and sleep disorder with a bad efficiency. Not typical, but more than average, more than everything. I mean, it's really rare to have a good night's sleep, like having 8 hours sleep and get enough of sleep from that. That's like, I don't know, less than 100 times in my whole life. I should use the CMASC thing, but only USA in the black market. And when I went to USA, I couldn't get one from the hospital. They told me I can get one from the black market, but I was an immigrant and a student, and I didn't risk it because they wanted to remake the test, and remaking the test wasn't possible because all of the immigrant bullshits and the paper and the ID and the rules, and you can't get this ID, and because you're an immigrant student and blah blah blah, and all the immigrants were doing that anyway, not following the rules. And oh well, just forget it. Because I was not only an immigrant, I was following a system to, what do you call it, the forced scholarship from the government. And one of the rules, you cannot make an SID. It's against the rules. They will take the immigration law or whatever. They will take your scholarship out, and they don't want you to work out or do business stuff. You went there. They sent you there to study, and I was the only fool who wasn't following the rules. Sorry, the only fool who was following the rules. See how am I distracted talking about random shit instead of searching about. And that's why I usually stay as far away from work when a major screw up in my prestige happened because of the code. I'm just not familiar with the tuple. Let's focus on C#, should we? So instead of making a small program to test that, I'm even too lazy to do small testing because I need to make a project. Actually, I have a testing project for C#, but my brain is messed up and I'm really sorry and apologize for this bad experience for you as a listener in the future, like in 2000 years. Because my focus is below 0 now. Using an XOR for the generics? What the hell? Oh, is that the power as... If this returns an N, then that's power and... No, I believe this is an XOR. What the hell? Would that even work? I never thought about it, but... I don't know why I hate this website and I still using it. Because there are not a lot of good dictionaries. Good description website. I mean, don't get me wrong. MSDNA is a very good website from Microsoft, but they don't provide good examples all the time. This one, my friend, is one of my best website I like. .NET Build, and it gives very good description for the things. And I should use it instead of MSDNA, except MSDNA from Microsoft give way much more details when it's needed, and it have more of the hierarchy and everything you want to need to know about the thing, but it doesn't provide good examples all the time. Some of the pages, oh my god, the examples they give so powerful, so useful. But usually one example for one scenario. But these guys deserve a huge shout out And if they have some kind of donation or Patreon or whatever, they deserve support. I don't know who own it, but what I'm going to say, they usually provide you the simplest kind of examples, full definition of the thing, and even the speed, the efficiency of the thing, and compare it to the other things. Very useful, very powerful website that give you details about what you need, and they give you multi examples with different complexity in them. So yeah, this one I should use more than any other websites whenever I need a good definition, instead of people have ego competition who's saying things that make them look smarter and others look worse than him just to get some golden medals and stars and whatever. It's just a shame. So we have 2 pages in here, and my focus is below 0, so I can't even read them. Do you know what? I need to stop this madness before I waste more time on Google and on your own side time. Sorry for disappointment, but we will stop this video now. I need to collect myself and get back to work and reconsider many things that I was considering to fix this issue. I cannot even locate it, how to stop the stream. OBS here. So thank you for coming, and see you next video.